How's everyone doing today? This is Ad with Commander on a Budget. Today we'll be into another episode of Budget Brews. Today we'll be going over Hamza, Guardian, Arashin. This is +1/+1 counters on a budget. Let's hop on into it. So when I first started looking into making this deck, I wanted cards that either give our creatures +1/+1 counters as they enter or have a way to double them as they enter. So cards like Renata, Caller, the Hunts of Fantastic include in this deck, along with Good Fortune Unicorn, which can also combo with some other creatures we have in the deck. Another really fun card I would want to run in this deck is Conclave Mentor. This card's an absolute house for +1/+1 counter decks. Another absolute include that I would run in this deck would be Evolution Sage. Whenever a land enters your battlefield, you proliferate, which means you can double your +1/+1 counters, which means you can make all your stuff a lot cheaper. It's just an all-in-all fantastic card. Definitely think it should probably be one of the first cards you put in the deck. In this deck, I would run a bunch of different effects that can create tokens, so you always have targets to put your +1/+1 counters. So I would definitely run a Haru Solemn Ritualist. It's a fantastic include in this deck. Along with Iridescent Horn Beetle, it can make you a bunch of different insects depending on how many +1/+1 counters you put on the board, which in this deck is going to be a lot. You also have some really neat draw effects through cards like Armorcraft Judge, plus Inspiring Call, and it's also an instant, so you can do it at instant speed, plus it can protect all your creatures, which is really nice. And actually looking into ways that you can actually close out the game in this deck, there's a ton. You can run Sigarda Summons to make all your creatures with counters 4/4 Angels. You can run Dust Shell Crawler, which is absolutely fantastic, plus it's dirt cheap. You can run both Abs and Falconeer to give all your stuff flying. Dust Guard Captain, which can be a redundant effect to give all your stuff trample, which is always really nice. Trollbred Guardian is another fantastic way to give all your stuff trample. It's kind of a reoccurring theme for this deck. And not even just that, because you're reducing the colorless cost of a bunch of your stuff, you can play cards for free like Ulamog's Crusher, Sandstone Oracle for you to be able to draw cards and replenish your hand. Along with Meteor Golem, you can get rid of pesky permanents for pretty much free. And if you want to make the deck even more combat-based, you can run cards like Elite Scale Guard, which we've gone over on the channel. It's absolutely fantastic at closing out games, especially if you have a really wide board state. And if not, you can always just go the combo route. You can run Ivy Lane Denizen and Herd Baloth to just make a bunch of 4/4 Beast, which will make a bunch of different tokens for you to put counters on. Like, this deck's super fantastic on a budget. I think it's a fantastic deck you should look into making. And that's this episode of Budget Brews. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all want to see next. I'll talk to y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.